seen the fights in Beaumont at the mall? Large numbers of what appear to be teenagers right involved in these fights. We're seeing just this past week an extraordinary fight at the Chuck E. Cheese Pizza. Now, people have begun to say on Facebook and other social media, Beaumont has a crime problem. Let's address this question. Is there an emerging crime problem? We've seen numbers from Chief Singletary's office that seem to show that the crime issue is not more pronounced than it used to be. That we're not seeing more violent crimes than we used to see in Beaumont, and yet there's a perception out there that that's happening. So what do we make of all this?
Well, it's called one of these.
Yeah.
Okay? Chief Singletary, and I've known Jimmy since we were kids. He is a great chief.
He's a great chief.
He's got some great officers. And we have a great police force. Mm-hmm. And one of the things is violent crime really has gone down, but when you can videotape a bunch of people beating each other up.
The perception is there, huh?
Well, here's the thing. I'm old enough to remember West Side Story, the Jets and the Sharks, and that was a great Broadway play. A lot of people won Tony Awards, et cetera, et cetera. The whole idea was you were actually showing stuff that happened from time to time in New York 65 years ago.
Yeah.
The only difference is, Puerto Ricans, and I resent that.
Yeah. When people see that, they say we've got a serious
But
issue.
when you can walk around and you show some people fighting, you don't know what started it. But I will tell you that the violent crime that happens in Beaumont, and I know this personally because I sit down and talk to the chief on a pretty regular basis. Number one, he's dedicated, the police force are dedicated, and the violent crime tends to be when a drug deal goes wrong or it's family.
I would tend to agree with you. Okay, but we must move on. We still, regardless, we still see
we're talking about the crime and the specific, the brawls. But let's go back a few weeks ago, maybe a month, where the same incident happened. It didn't come to fists, it was words. But an Hispanic family, the father was shot and killed, coming out of something similar, but that's also a violent crime.
Of course,
There's not only fist fights and that we have in the schools, in all the schools, but the lack of respect for life.
We'll take a break.
Amen.
We'll be right back.
Welcome to the all-new Crazy Cajun Restaurant in Beaumont with new staff, new entertainment, and a brand new menu. Yes, we still have the great Cajun seafood you've come to expect, but so much more with new appetizers, entrees, drinks, and desserts. Listen to live music on our covered patio, play in our expanded backyard, or bring your group indoors to one of our private party rooms. The all-new Crazy Cajun, 2310 North 11th in Beaumont. A new twist on Cajun.
And we're back on a fair warning, and let's talk about this. That was where? Port Arthur, you said?
No, it's in Beaumont.
It was in Beaumont. Okay,
And I'm not sure, but it could have been the same pizza place.
You know, we see fairly regular, we see shootings, we see some of that. But I guess it's when you see these in-store, in a business type videos that it maybe is most pronounced in the minds. The thread was full of people saying, look, we have got a serious problem with our youth today. What do we do about it?
Here's what the problem with our youth today is. When I was growing up, and I'm older than you two guys, but my mother, that's almost. But my mother and dad expected me, my brother Robert, my sister Pat and Pam, to act like ladies and gentlemen, you know, and if it wasn't yours, you didn't take it. When we would visit somebody's home and they put cookies out on the table until the mother said, would you like a cookie? We better not reach for it.
Well,
and I'm telling you, that's respect.
Or ask, can I have one?
But that's respect for others. We were taught, look, you're not any better than anybody else. They're not any better than you. You treat everybody the same way, and you respect them.
It starts to worry people after a while, though. You see some of these fights at the mall and stuff like that. What's the answer? What does Beaumont go towards to solve these issues?
It's something just like the gun control. The people have to find a way not to ban guns, but find not how to prevent a fight, but really go after the cause of what's causing them. What is the root cause? What is it that we are not addressing in our schools, in our family, in our churches?
Amen.
That is allowing this.